Hi guys, welcome to Ask Zenler. Now in this Ask Zenler we had a question come in like how can we make our YouTube videos responsive inside our blogs. What I'm about to show you now doesn't just work for blogs, it also works for page videos as well. And it's actually done in two parts. One is we need to put what's called CSS code. It's okay, it's very simple code that we're going to put into the CSS part of the blog. Okay, and then actually in the blog itself we're going to put some little markup around the video embed code, and this is then going to make it responsive. If you look at this video I've got here and we close this down, just going to close this down a little bit now, and you're going to see that it's actually responsive. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. First of all, I'm going to show you what it's like without being responsive. So this is our page again without it being responsive. So you're going to, as you see, as you kind of bring this in, it's not going to change size, and it can actually be cut off in mobile, so you need to do the preview quite small. So to make this responsive, it's really easy, and like I said, it's a two-part process. So you can copy the code that's down in the description. That will help you guys out. You'll only have to use this once, and then you can add it to the page. So what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to close everything down, and I'm just going to take away the code that I've already put in there so I can show you what I'm doing from scratch. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is set up the CSS for the blogs. Now to put CSS into the blog pages, we've got access to blog here, and then go into the settings. And this is going to give you an editing. This is the actual blog itself with multiple previews of blogs, but this is the actual post. So it's like looking at this page here. And this gets applied to every page that goes through the post URL. So if we put some CSS in here, every blog post that we put will have that CSS inside it. Okay, so we're going to go to edit page, and then I'm going to add my CSS. I'm going to show you where you add it, and I'll give you the code below the description. Okay, so inside here you're going to see that it says blog post content. So this generates this page every time a blog post is loaded in, and it pulls this in this dynamic block which pulls it in from the blog post. So we just need to put some CSS in here. So we're going to open this up, we're going to go to page settings, and you're going to notice it says page CSS here. Okay, so I'm simply going to add some code. You can find this code below. I'm not going to go through it because it's a bit techy, but I'm just going to put this code in here. If we look at this code, you can see I've just got this tag here, and this runs through. It's basically, it makes it higher, it adds padding to it, and it resizes. Okay, that's all you need to know about that. I don't want to complicate things here. I'm just going to click update now, and now that's updated, I'm going to click save in here. Now at the moment, just adding that CSS in there is not going to do anything to the blog post itself. As you can see, it hasn't changed in size. So we need to put a tag on this to mark it up to activate the CSS we just put in. So really easy guys. Now I'm finished with this page. I'm going to go back to our post. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go into our blog post, and you're going to see in here I've embedded a YouTube video in here using the embed code, and I'm going to click here. So this is my embed code for the video. If I just press Ctrl X and then I go back to here, you're going to see the video is no longer in there. So I'm going to put that code back in. Let's put that code back in like that, and let's just put some space around it just so you can see what's happening. This is my embed code from YouTube. All right, it probably won't contain figure. That's just the embed code that you would get from a YouTube channel. All right, so let's go and put our tags around this. Okay, so I'm going to put the first div tag in here, and this is saying div use class.video-zenler, which is what we put in the CSS. Now at the end of the embed code, right at the very end, I'm going to put a bracket, backslash, and then div. Again, you can get this code below the video. So that's all I've done. So now what will happen is it will mark it up with this class here, and anything between it will get activated by the CSS, and then you're closing that tag off there. All right, that's all you're doing. So let's go back to this now, have a look at the video, and I'm going to go and update this. And now I'm going to jump into our post, hit the refresh, and refresh it, and there we go. And now if I reduce this down, you can see that this is resizing perfectly. So I'm going to put this code into the description. So remember where that first lot of code goes. So I've got the code here, so you can see this is then embed code, okay, and then \div, okay, that's for the to surround the embed code. All right, so your embed code, delete this out, your embed code goes here. All right, so I'm going to walk you through it again in a second. This is the CSS for blog post pages. Okay, you don't include this, you just put this from here down to here. You don't include this, okay, and you don't include this, you just put this in here, and then you put your embed code between here. That's all you've got to do. So I'm going to walk you through it and just show you using a video. Right, so I've got this on the side and I'm going to walk through it. So I'm going to go to our YouTube channel now. Let's choose one of these. Let's choose this one, parts of the wave. So I'm going to click on this video and pause it. I'm going to go to share, and I'm going to go to embed, and I'm going to copy that code, okay, and I'm going to jump back into here, pretend I've got a new blog post. I'm going to go in here, let's do a few line breaks, put this code in here, okay, remember what I said, that's the embed code I just pasted in, so I need to add this to the beginning there, and then at the end of it I need to add a bracket /div, yeah, so it matches what I've got going on here, yeah, this part at the beginning. Oh, no dot in there, by the way, pretty important that. And then we've got our embed code we just pasted in, and then right at the end we've got here div and div. And this CSS here, which I'm copying, you need to make sure, I'm going to save this off, you need to make sure that this is in the blog, in the settings, go in and edit the blog post, this one here, blog post page, click edit, go into the page settings, top right, page settings, and just paste that in there. So paste it in. You've only got to do this once, by the way, guys. For any other blog posts, you need to carry on putting this part in, but this you only need to put in once. Click update. We're going to go back and check this now. I'm going to save it in here. We're going to go back to this article. I'm going to hit the refresh, and now I have this that is responsive as well. Okay, so once you've got that code in the blog post, yeah, settings, then if you're creating any new blogs, grab that embed code, put this at the beginning of the embed code and this at the end, and then it will activate this CSS which is in the page, and you will get a responsive video. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's pretty basic CSS, but this will then help. Now we can't, YouTube don't do it as a responsive, so it's nothing to do with the Zenler platform. This is code that you need to set up. We offer no support with code, be aware of that, so don't want any support questions. This is just how to do it, so you can see how straightforward it is, and you can do it that way. Pretty easy.